Our claim tonight is terminally ill patients have the right to assisted suicide. Our significance, point one, unbearable pain that medications doctors have no way of stopping causes unbearable suffering. According to Kathleen Foley, MD, Professor of Department of Neurology at Cornell University, and Herbert Hendon, MD, legalization of assisted suicide is strongest amongst physicians who know most about the caring of terminally ill patients. They know that the patients request physicians-assisted suicide are usually telling us as strongly as they know how they desperately need relief from their suffering, and that without such relief, they would rather die. Subpoint 2. Spending unlimited amount of money and supplies to save lives through whatever medical technology is needed is an unnecessary cost. According to PhD Senior Fellow, the Brookings Institute, at current trends, healthcare will require more than 1/3 of the national's output by 2030. This means that we would have to double both income, payroll, taxes, and just to maintain the current levels of healthcare elderly, disabled, and poor people have. In our inherency, point 1, California has a law which specifically prohibits assisted suicide with Penal Code 401. In all states, and point 2, in all states except Washington, Oregon, assisted suicide falls under the general homicide laws, which makes it illegal. In Oregon, a state law was passed in 1994 allowing for assisted suicide program to be put into place. Washington has followed Oregon's concept in 2008. According to the Seattle Times, it won 58-42. In our solvency, point 1, California should have an assisted suicide law like Oregon. In Oregon's program, patients are required to write a formal request, see 2 doctors, a psychologist, not be influenced by depression, be terminally ill, and then wait 15 days, and then after that they've been approved, they must administer it themselves. These regulations are in place to prevent doctors from misdiagnosing the patient and to ensure the patient has not changed their mind in killing themselves. The first person to use this the first person to legally use this in Oregon State, the assisted suicide law, was a woman who had cancer for 20 years. She made a tape before she died and stated, "I'm going to look forward to it. I will be relieved of all the stress I have." The woman fell into a deep sleep 5 minutes after taking the lethal dose of pills, and she died peacefully about 25 minutes later. In conclusion, assisted suicide may not be found morally acceptable amongst everyone, but people that are terminally ill are not everyone you see day to day. Resources cost money, prevent them from being used on people who can be cured. If a person that is terminally ill is going to die, they should have the choice whether or not that they want to suffer their last remaining days.